Denver Mayor Mike Johnston is preparing to defend Denver's immigration policies.
He will appear before the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee in Washington and testify about Denver's so-called sanctuary city policies.
Now, the committee is investigating whether those policies interfere with federal immigration enforcement. Chief investigative reporter Tony Kovaleski sat down with Mayor Johnston to hear what he plans to say to Congress.
We spent more than 30 minutes peppering Mayor Johnston about questions on his appearance before Congress on Wednesday. A virtual collision of two sides of the political spectrum. On one side, a very blue city of Denver. On the other side, a very red congressional committee. Our questions included, can Mayor Johnston win in this venue? Or is this simply about surviving? 4 mayors got this letter.
Yeah.
You're one.
Yes.
Why? In the hours before traveling to our nation's capital, some are wondering why you elected to accept this invitation. Denver's mayor candidly answering questions as he prepares to defend his policies and his city. Assessing the political dynamics of this hearing. Is it fair to point to the idiom that you're getting thrown to the lions?
I think there are some folks that would believe that. I think I still choose to believe that there's a path for a reasonable conversation about solutions. We continue to believe that this government should function and we should advocate for it too, but we'll be ready for the fact that maybe not everyone has the best of intentions.
Ultimately, you volunteered. Some are wondering why you elected to accept this invitation.
Yeah, I think it was clear that if we didn't agree to go, they would have subpoenaed us to go.
But provide sanctuary and protection for dangerous criminals.
That's a small portion of a 3-minute sizzle reel posted on social media by the congressional committee prior to Wednesday's hearing. Denver gets a major role in it, right?
Fails to protect
what was your reaction to that video?
I felt like it was a hype video for the Super Bowl. I didn't know I was heading to a major media circus. So I was surprised they spent the time and resources to put that together.
How does that video frame what you're walking into?
I think it indicates that they may be less interested in serious conversation and more interested in theater. We were aware that that might be a factor, and that probably just indicates that's the disposition of at least some of the members.
Is Denver officially a sanctuary city, a welcoming city? Is there a difference, or is this nothing more than semantics?
Yeah, people use this term to mean so many things, it's very hard to know what that definition is. I think what we're very clear on is what Denver does. What Denver does is we do not shield people from federal law enforcement. And so if what people mean by a sanctuary is you're shielding people from law enforcement, we don't do that.
This is the formal letter from Congress inviting Mayor Johnston to appear. Similar requests went out to mayors of Chicago, New York, and Boston. The letter includes 4 cities, however, stand out in their abject failure to comply with the federal law. Also in the letter inviting you, it includes these jurisdictions take upon themselves to decide what laws they will and will not abide by all the purpose of shielding removable aliens, especially criminals, from federal law enforcement. From Denver's perspective, is that true?
No, we follow federal law, we follow state law, we follow local law. We've always done that, we'll continue to do that. And so I think that's one where we feel very clear we're within the bounds of all the laws, and we'll stay there.
When you walk out of that hearing on Wednesday, how should the people of Denver, the people of Colorado, judge your performance, your positions? Where's that bar of expectation?
I think hopefully they can wade through a lot of theater to say our mayor went out there and Mike made a clear case for what Denver does. What Denver does seems pretty reasonable to me, and I'm proud of how our city stood up. Like, I think if people feel like they're proud of our position and proud of the way that I portrayed our position, that will be a success for me.
After we turned the cameras off, Mayor Johnston candidly acknowledged that winning on Wednesday is probably not possible. Surviving and getting out alive may be a more reasonable goal. You can watch the entire 30-minute interview online right now at Denver7.com. I'm Chief Investigative Reporter Tony Kovaleski.
And the city is paying an elite law firm $1,000 an hour to represent the city at that hearing. Denver City Council previously approved up to $2 million for legal representation. So I hope you stick around. Coming up at 6:30, you will hear from the mayor once again about this cost to taxpayers and how he justifies that amount.